Ocean Scene BTS, all understood, thank you.
BTS, Melton.
Yeah, Melton BTS. Melton BTS, good afternoon.
Yeah, good afternoon. How's that?
Melton BTS, yeah, go ahead with your message.
Yeah, that's us aborted for the Forley job. Going back into 44 now.
Yep, Melton BTS, understood, thank you.
Thank you.
Norwegian Dawn, Ocean Scene, good afternoon, pilot. Yeah, that's all received, so I'll sort of guess that. Yeah, as soon as you start moving, I'll get out of your way.
Yes, Sarah B, BTS, afternoon again, sir. Sarah B, BTS, that's all understood, thank you, sir. UK Deep Bluefin just coming through St Helens, back in for a dock stretch. About 12, 13 miles from the east, Grand Texas, on her way in. She's boarding at 1700 east to the town. Welcome with the BTS, that's all. Thank you. Good afternoon to you. Speak to you tomorrow.
Ahoy, shipmates! A little surprise live stream this afternoon. Just one ship, Norwegian Dawn. We often talk about the ocean scene. She's a little cruise party boat. You can see there's a few people on board. I don't know if normally it's a private hire. There's obviously some sort of function going on. You can see they're right by the Norwegian Dawn, so they've just radioed the pilot and said they're going to be lurking about. And you can see everyone's on board with a really good view of Norwegian Dawn. Well, I think there's quite a few people inside as well. And she normally moors up around Shamrock Quay, up the River Richard. Norwegian Dawn has radioed in, and as far as I know, she's on the move shortly. And we've got something else to look at, the Norwegian Dawn. Apart from Norwegian Dawn, the ocean scene. Bit of a cast again today. Southampton water's looking okay. Yeah, looking okay here in port. Not too bad on the Itchin. Very calm everywhere. Ocean scene lurking around near the Norwegian Dawn. Calm out on the Solent.
Chuck, Lady Sarah, BTS. Good afternoon.
It looks like we've got a gentle breeze. 5 knots gusting to 9 knots occasionally. Visibility, not too bad, not the best. It's warmed up a bit since yesterday, 23.7, almost 24 degrees. And the wind unusually is coming from the east, which is east, southeast. That's unusual. Normally the wind comes from the southwest. Not very often we get it from the east. Only in the winter time, and then we call it the beast from the east.
See the Norwegian.
Lady Sarah, BTS. Lady Sarah, VTS. Yep, I didn't get your message there. Can I have your next port of call and persons on board? Yep, I've got Portland and persons on board.
She's giving us a little spin.
That's all understood, thank you. Traffic information, you have the Sarah B just disembarked the pilot at the Sturbridge outward bound. And we also have the VLCC tanker Marianne Homer approaching the West Bramble Buoy outward with a tug, escort tug Phoenix. Over.
Looks like the Ocean Sea's making a quick escape here. Well, she is. She's put the throttles down. Nippy little vessel.
Lady Sarah, VTS, did you copy?
I think they'd be a bit annoyed if they were just holding around in the middle swing grounds and now they're legging it off. They've had a lovely view for the departure of Norwegian Dawn.
Norwegian Dawn on the move, thank you.
Oh, there we go.
That's the Innslift Hendrika. She's approaching Western Sharp now, out. Ahead of you. Red Osprey approaching the Greenland inwards.
There's quite a few shipmates on board the Ocean Sea. Anyway, that's enough of that messing around with it. Interesting as it is. Let's move the camera back in the other direction. I notice no ships tomorrow, but Thursday, it's going to be fairly busy on Thursday. We've actually got 3 departures from the port of Southampton. The Borealis, the MSC Virtuosa and the Celebrity Apex. And also on Thursday, it will be Brilliant Lady's first departure from Portsmouth. We can cover that as well. This was a ship that was they were talking about on the radio that's just departed. There were those ships carrying ships.
Pier head and Town Quay, please.
Ocean Sea, VTS, all received, thank you.
Litching Cam. Oh, just this from Litching Cam. Yeah, but it's got a very peculiar name. I was struggling to pronounce. Innslift Hendrika. All sorts of interesting vessels on that one, isn't there? Looks like there's some catamarans and powerboats and all sorts. Don't know why, but Netley Cam's having a funny 5 minutes at the moment. Itching Cam's become the more reliable one for some reason. Normally involves a rebooting of some equipment. Normally fixes the problem. There we go. Get a better view on Netley, on Itching Cam. Well, the shipmates in the chat. Got a few shipmates in the chat. I know it's a bit random today. Or they're Deborah Speller. Or they're Pam W. Or they're Dawn Page. Oh, there's shipmate Jepper Book. It's in the chat there, I'm sure. Yeah. Yeah, there we go. That's what's on there. So what have we got? All sorts on there. Some big catamarans. Sailing catamarans. Power catamarans. Power boats. All sorts. I did look into how much it would cost to ship your boat somewhere. In fact, it was with Star Class. Yeah, very expensive. Anyway, I'm distracted again. This is really what we're here for. We're here for the Norwegian Dawn with the colour-coordinated dinosaurs on the stern. I remember that now.
BTS Red Jet 7 shortly away from Town Quay.
Red Jet 7, VTS, that's all received, thank you. Got the Ocean Scene just swinging round into Town Quay there. The Innslift Hendrika is Western Shelf outward bound. Over.
All copied. Thank you.
Station calling for Andrika. Yeah, sorry, I'm not getting your name, sir. Can you say again? Advantage Atom, San Andreas. Good afternoon.
Norwegian Dawn is one of the older ships we get in port, built in 2002, 23 years old.
Advantage Atom, San Andreas. Yes, sir, you're clear to proceed, sir. Thank you. Confirm your pilot boarding time, 1745, local time this afternoon. Give me a call again once you're underway. I will update you with any traffic, sir.
She has maximum passenger capacity, double occupancy of 2,340, or maximum occupancy of 2,800. I'm guessing there's going to be somewhere in the region of sort of 2,500 on board. Haven't had any figures yet. I've not been able to pick her up on the radio for some reason. Been able to pick up VTS really well. I've not been able to pick up.
Richard, 60 chest, that's all received, ma'am. Thank you. Kadeem Marion Homer with their escort tuck there. Just approaching the PC out, still a clear channel. The Innslift Hendrika running down to Northwest Natalie now, outward bound. And the Norwegian Dawn, she's backing down to the middle swing ground, out.
Well, ship mate Alan Britton.
Yeah, Sea Green Beach.
He says, "Ahoy, Captain, great. Just a quick thank you for the heads up on my ship tracker. Great visuals, so much more information than my last tracking app." Oh, good. I'm so far this. To be honest, I tend to use multiple of the.
Understood. Thank you.
I tend to use multiple of the shipping apps for sort of different things, but I quite like the visuals on my ship tracking. It's very nice.
Sea Green BTS and further information on Marchwood Parlour Block 2.44.
It's also very clean and quick. Some of the other apps just don't look very good, and they're really slow and clunky. No, I really like my ship tracking. You know, we can see that the Norwegian Dawn is coming into the middle swing round here. She'll swing round. Not sure which way she's swinging. I didn't hear it.
Innslift Hendrika BTS, thank you, man. That's the Red Osprey inward bound.
There's the Ocean Sea coming into Town Quay.
Thank you.
She's probably picking up some more passengers or dropping some off. Norwegian Dawn is off on a 10-day round trip, British Isles. Essentially going anti-clockwise around the British Isles. First stop is Leith for Edinburgh, then Invergordon in Scotland, then Belfast in Northern Ireland, then back to the main big island of England for Liverpool, then back to the Republic of Ireland for Dublin, Cork, and then all the way around to the island of Portland in Weymouth. Getting a few calls down that way. Hi there, Johnny B. Hi there, Donna S. It looks like she's going to be spinning clockwise. Hoping for some honking. Let me check the outside microphone. Yeah, that appears to be working. Good. Norwegian Dawn will only be on our screens twice more at the end of the month, 29th of August, for another round the UK trip. And then finally, in the 9th of September, she heads off to Norway. And then she's going around and about, and then heads off to Tampa in Florida, and in November does a bit of around the rest of Europe. And that'll be the last we see of Norwegian Dawn for the foreseeable future. Looks like she's based next summer in Barcelona and Lisbon. I wonder if I've droned her. I better go out and drone her. Do you know what? I keep forgetting to do the droning bit. Don't know if any...
UKD Bluefin VTS.
Don't know if your shipmates watch my drone videos, but I do make them occasionally. I should make some more.
Bluefin VTS there. The tug lady Sarah there, just disembarking a pilot, and she's going to be transiting through to the west.
Well, the shipmate Caboose MP says, I think he's off on Virtuosa on Thursday.
Phoenix VTS, evening again.
Yeah, weather for Thursday, it's going to be okay. It should be currently forecasting sun for your departure.
That's all received, yeah. 17:45 there or thereabouts.
There we go. I always think Norwegian Dawn has a slightly smug look about her bow. Certain smugness to that smile. It's not like the Aida line that definitely has lips on the front, but I always think there's a bit of a wry smile on the front of Norwegian Dawn there.
Grande, Texas, this is Southampton VTS. Good afternoon, sir.
Well, the shipmate CS28. Oh, CS28 likes my drone videos. Excellent. I really need to get back into that. I've been waylaid with other things.
Grande, Texas VTS, that's all done, sir. Thank you. Confirm your pilot boarding time this afternoon of 1700.
I'll just mute the radio. It's very, very talkative today. Well, the shipmate Stuart says, ahoy, Captain. Back from golf. Oh, back from golf. When you said golf, I thought you meant the golf. No, not golf. But no, actually golf. Always enjoying your coverage. Thanks, shipmates. It's just a simple one today. Well, the shipmate West Elm says, do I have another channel for my drone video? Well, funny you should mention that. I do put the drone videos out on this channel. I do have another channel as well, Ahoy Shipmate. And I think I might separate them in the future and put the drone videos on Ahoy Shipmate. I can keep Solent Ships for the live streaming. YouTube doesn't like it very much when you put out content that people don't watch. Therefore, doesn't prioritise it. So I think that's probably what I'll do. I'll keep the Solent Ships YouTube channel for live streaming like this today. And then I'll use the Ahoy Shipmate for all my other little videos and films I make. Ahoy Shipmate Wicked Fly Girl. He's a Disney fantasy fan, if I remember correctly. I think you'll be back on Friday. Disney Fantasy is back in on Friday. Shipmate Stu Footer, I likes the alien crop circles. I think we've had it for the crop circles this year. Don't think there'll be any more. The harvests are coming in. I will probably make an update video of circles of the year. Didn't hear any hornage earlier. I'm hoping we'll get some hornage, but I don't remember if the Norwegian Dawn is a big honker or not. Well, the shipmate Wendy Jones says they're sailing on Dawn on the 29th. You're on the cruise around the UK as well. Oh, well, actually it calls up the UK and Holland. Well, the shipmate Wes Adams says they were at Mayflower Park on Sunday. There was someone with a drone there. Yeah, these days there's often someone with a drone at Mayflower Park. Get a lot of droning of the cruise ships going on. Ideal things to drone, really. Some of the best shots and video and photographs are taken from a little bit higher up. Looks to me like they're quite busy on the old balconies. Let's sort of zoom in on there, shall we? See what's going on. Yeah, quite a few shipmates. I don't know that we've got any shipmates on board for this particular cruise. Always a lamppost in the way, isn't there? Pontoons are being put down for Southampton International Boat Show. Well, shipmate David White says the Emslift Hendrika, which was just leaving port. Yeah, she's heading down Southampton water. Apparently there's a video on YouTube where she had problems on the North Sea. It shows a dramatic rescue by helicopters of the crew. Oh, wow. Interesting. I'll just have to go and look for that. Maybe one of the spanners can find that and pop it in the chat. Norwegian Dawn last refurbished in 2016, so I think she's very much due a refurbishment or a refit. Now, I seem to remember that Norwegian Dawn's a bit quiet. Slightly higher top speed than some cruise ships. She has a top speed of 25 knots or 46 kilometres an hour for all you continental types, or 29 miles per hour in the King's units. Now, most cruise ships had speeds somewhere in the region of 22 knots. Well, that's unusual that it's 25. Queen Mary 2 is somewhere up in the 30 knot range. That's unusual. I don't often see cruise ships at 25 knots. Some are 23 knots, some are 21 knots, some are 22 knots. But yeah, 25 knots is a bit of a difference. I wonder if it's because she's narrower. Yeah, it looks like it's brightening up slightly in port here. It's been an overcast day. It has warmed up though. Quite pleasant. Oh, the shipmate Mal Haddon says, this is one of the volunteers that meet and greet cruise passengers when they dock in Portland. So may well see Dawn when she's next in. I guess you probably will. How often do you get cruise ships into the port of Southampton then, shipmate? Into the port of Portland, I mean. It's not very often, is it? But I do see them calling in. 1 or 2 a week, maybe. You can see there's quite a few people out and about. It is quite pleasant. It's not raining. Generally, it's been a very good summer. I noticed the farmers have been complaining about the harvest, though. Not enough water for all their crops, unfortunately. Well, the shipmate Randy from San Diego. Oh, apparently he's been on Norwegian Star. Norwegian Star. I don't think we've seen Norwegian Star before. Oh, we've got a waiver. Got some waving going on. Oh, yeah. Lots of waving. Yeah, you can tell this ship is slightly smaller than some of the ships we get here in the port of Southampton. It disappears behind Town Quay. Well, shipmate Robert Fleming, any numbers yet? I haven't heard any numbers yet. I've had trouble picking up the radio from Norwegian Dawn. Maybe it's because she's a bit small and can't poke over the buildings or something. Never quite can work out why we can pick up some things on the radio, not other things. But I'm guessing that she's probably got somewhere in the region of 2,500-ish passengers. Just over 1,000 crew. Shall I put the radio back on?
Over.
Turn the radio off.
Blade Runner 2 VTSA, yep, all understood. I've got all your details there. And, yeah, if you can just wait for the Norwegian Dawn to pass and let it proceed.
Blade Runner 2, yep, all copy. Thanks, Andy.
Shipmate Michael White. The waivers have lost their flag. No flags on the back of this one.
Yeah, 6 VTS, that's all understood, thank you. And I've got 2.61 on the gauge. And as soon as she's clear, the Blade Runner 2 will be letting go from 4041 there, heading round to the Empress. Red Falcon VTS, good afternoon, that's all received. And traffic-wise, we have the Dean's Lift Enrica. She's passing Esso now. She's outward bound to the west. We have the Norwegian Dawn passing 40 berth now, outward bound clear channel. Ready, Eagle, look out. Thank you.
Doesn't actually look that busy on board. I would have thought it's a bit too early for everyone to be down at the buffet. Well, the shipmate Michael White, he's been having some family-related issues there in Thailand. He's back in Bangkok. Always looks like rain, doesn't it? That sort of colour in the air there.
Southampton BTS, CMS James George, recording you on channel 12.
CMAC Jim, George Forster, Surrender VTS. Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon, sir. We are expecting to lower our lifeboat at 1700.
CMAC Jim, George Forster, that's all received, sir. Thank you. Give us a call again once it's all complete and secure back on board, over.
All right, thank you. We'll go back.
We had the radio was earlier.
BTS Norwegian Dawn, Western Southampton.
Norwegian Dawn BTS, all received, sir. Thank you. And numbers when you got them, sir.
Numbers.
Crew 1000, guest 2215.
1000 and 2215, all received. Thank you.
Oh, there we go. So this, I don't know if you heard earlier on, they were talking about the Blade Runner. And BTS asked Blade Runner if they could just hold for a while. Well, that's Blade Runner there. And it's an interesting vessel, as the name would suggest. It actually transports wind turbine blades from the Isle of Wight to here in Southampton, then they get moved elsewhere. So it is actually a Blade Runner. Numbers, 2,215 passengers. There's Blade Runner. No blades on her at the moment, but what you'll see is there'll be a little sandwich of turbine blades loaded on her. I can't remember how many she gets on there, but sort of 3 or 4, something like that. She's always up. They used to store them at Fawley, but they don't do that anymore. I think they're storing them somewhere in the port of Southampton somewhere. 2,215 passengers on board. So not as many as I suspected. I thought there might have been a few more. Perhaps that's... Is that getting... No, it's still school holiday time, isn't it?
For the Empress.
Yeah, that's all copy, sir. Thank you.
Well, the shipmate Alison Channon says, thank you, Captain. Your channel found me a few days ago and I haven't stopped watching since. Absolutely fantastic presentation and commentary. Oh, thank you, shipmate. Or do know how to flatter the captain's ego. Speaking of which, ahoy the shipmates, in case you're wondering, I am the captain of the Solent Ships YouTube channel, broadcasting to you live and direct from the port of Southampton. And that's a mere 33 minutes for the Captain's Banner Bingo today. I think I'm going to have to go and turn some things on and off down at Netley. I'm having some real problems down there for some reason. I'm having problems at Netley and Itchen with poor internet connectivity, although Netley seems to be a bit better these days. I don't quite know why. Let me just check something. No, that's fine. That's off. Yep, that's off. Yeah, not as many passengers as I was expecting. Next, about Hades, says school holidays finished 3rd, 4th of September. So, yeah, this cruise would be in the school holidays. The next one won't be, though, will it? Because that leaves on the 29th. So that's definitely into school holidays. Into term time.
Yes, sir. Good afternoon, yes, sir.
What's going on over here? I can see quite a few. I don't know if there's might be a powerboat race on that I haven't seen. I've seen a few powerboats whizzing around at great speed.
Echo Nicole, Surrender VTS, that's all understood, sir. Thank you. Traffic information, we have the Sarah B approaching St Helens. She will be out north and east of the deep water route. And coming in from the east, the Grande, Texas. She'll be boarding a pilot 1700 east of the Nab Tower. Further traffic for you, we have a VLCC tanker, the Marianne Homer, passing the Mother Bank buoy out. Over.
Yeah, real problems with Netlink today. Let's try something else, shall we? I don't know what's going on there. There we go. I think that's behaving now. I say it's behaving and it's not, is it? Chaps there with the speedboat. Engine covers up, people wandering around. Don't suspect he's got let's have a look, see if there's any AIS for that one. No, can't see anything. Well, shipmate Randy Buzz. No, that's a speedboat. I've seen a number of speedboats out and about recently. I think there might be a speedboat race, offshore powerboat race going on. No, he looks like he's just having mechanical difficulties, and the little boat is helping. The rib's helping. Well, there is the round of Ireland powerboat race. There's a number of powerboats. There's Cows to Torquay powerboat races, a whole number of powerboat races. It's that sort of time of year. Well, shipmate pin hyperspecters. Can I give an ahoy, shipmates to Ian? Well, ahoy, shipmate Ian, wherever you are. It's interesting looking at the various Norwegian ships. I was actually just going through when I make my thumbnails for the live streams, I was just tidying up and removing some ships and putting them in order, so it was easier to do. And I've got quite a few Norwegian ships in there. When you look at them over the years, it's interesting to see how the graphics on the hull have changed massively over the years. Starting off with, I think this is probably the oldest Norwegian ship that we see in port. Very sort of simple 80s, 90s styles graphics. And then the modern ships have got Norwegian Aqua that I sailed on the other day. There you go, there's that other ship, the ship carrying ship. The Lift, something or other. Norwegian Aqua that I sailed on the other day from Maiden Voyage. It's covered in graffiti street art. So, very different theme indeed. Well, the shipmate Georgina Stevenson says, "There's a hoy captain and shipmate spouse from work." Oh, classic.
SM Mallow, still under VTF. Good evening. St. Malo, surrender VTS, that's all received, so thank you. Advice to enter the channel between the Nab East and Nab End buoy, please. We've got too many vessels anchored within St. Helens.
I noticed, I'll show you on the map, I'll tell you what I noticed the other day. The Nab anchorage, they talk about the Nab anchorage and St. Helens anchorage. They are absolutely full of ships. I don't think I've seen so many. I think it's because Fawley...
St. Malo, surrender VTS, that is correct, that is correct.
Fawley has been experiencing some difficulties, so we see the Esso refinery on our screens quite a lot.
St. Malo, surrender VTS.
In fact, you can see the Esso refinery down there. There's a number of tankers lined up. Well, of course, while they're bunkering and filling up and emptying, they need somewhere to anchor. And because Fawley itself had some problems with their whole refinery system, so they haven't been able to produce anything, either produce various products or take product in to produce. So what we've ended up with is an awful lot of ships here out at anchor. So you've got all these tankers here. Look, destination Fawley, 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 and then there's more here. Look, destination Fawley, 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 Fawley. I don't think I've seen quite so many before. They're all waiting to head into Fawley to either drop off goods or pick up goods.
Yeah, good afternoon.
Well, shipmates up for you, Nickel. Got your email.
That's all received, sir. Thank you. Maintain a good listening watch on channel 12 and 09. The pilot launch will call you on his way to you with instructions, sir. Over.
As you see, visibility is not great. The Isle of Wight's a bit hazy in the distance. Visibility currently 29 nautical miles. Yeah, shipmate Fiona Nickel there. I've got your email. Yeah, we'll look out for you on the back of Iona, if I remember correctly. You had looked like a fantastic cabin. Don't know how you managed to swing that one. Must have booked in advance, I would imagine. Something the captain is not very good at. Well, shipmate by quite a big backlog for 40. I think it is. I don't think I've ever seen quite so many ships anchor. Often I've seen, you often get like 4 or 5 pretty much constantly. What is going on with this camera? Not performing very well. We'll have to go down and have words with it. Yeah, you often see half a dozen or so ships at anchor, but I don't think I've ever seen so many. And I keep hearing VTS talking to ships that are just coming in, and they say, well, hang on, we've got to find you somewhere to go because we're running out of space. There's a number of designated anchorages, like parking spots, essentially. And I think all the parking spots are full. And there's the Emslift Hendrika. As you can see, got a lovely selection of vessels on board that one.
BTS Redjet 6, shortly spotting Town Quay for cars, please.
Six VTS, that's all received, ma'am. Thank you. Got the Norwegian Dawn Cadland outward bound and a clear channel, please.
No, there's shipmate Phenomenic. He says it's just one ship. Yeah, it's just one ship today. I wasn't planning on doing it, but I was here, and I thought we're not going to see Norwegian Dawn many more times. I thought I might as well give it a broadcast. If I'm honest, I've been trying to sort out a few software things, so I thought it would be quite good to experiment on a less busy broadcast. Yes, I remember you saying, shipmate Fiona, she's her husband's first cruise, so she's tempting him with a corner aft suite. Well, I think that should do the trick. It looks fantastic. I think you've even got like a double wide balcony, haven't you, as well, if I remember? Well, the shipmate Claire Stapleton, so we have cabin on the back of I own it in 3 weeks, just ordered our flags. Are you giving it away by saying they're Welsh flags already? I think I've seen a Welsh flag before, but good to see more, of course. In fact, I'd probably say the Welsh flag is one of the most popular flags on the channel. I think the Welsh are particularly patriotic. I guess it's not far from South Wales, is it, the Port of Southampton? A couple of hours in the car. Makes it an ideal location. Emslift Hendrika. Very calm out there in Southampton water. I think that's down to there being very little breeze. Yeah, it's only 7-9 knots of gentle breeze. Also, it's coming from the east, which means it's Southampton water's not really getting funneled. Normally, it comes from the southwest, which is the same direction as Southampton water, and that means it really picks up some power along the way there. Well, shipmate Paul Weaver, yes, got your email. Many thanks. I'll have to see if I can contact them and we can do something. Shipmate Dawn. Yeah, you're right. She's talking about the St. Malo, the ferry. Yeah, you made a good point there, shipmate. Well observed. I think that must be the... I don't know what shipmate Dawn is saying, that so these are all the tankers here, and the St. Malo is actually coming this way, and normally she comes round this way. I'm not quite sure why it's different. Possibly, maybe the Advantage Atom is heading out or something, so just to avoid that, she's heading in. You can see she normally plies her trade to and from, so she's probably finding the obstacle course of the Nab anchorage adding to her journey, because she's got to go around and avoid all of these ships. Well, oh, ship Fiona. Oh, yes, she's got one with the big balcony. She says, oh, yes, it's huge. 17 years ago, I'm going to have my own sail-away party. I bet. If it's just the two of you, I mean, you could invite probably half a dozen people onto that balcony. Yeah, what do we got? A power catamaran, sailing catamaran, number of power boats. Like I say, it's quite expensive. I inquired about the price actually with Star Class.
Red Jet 70, good afternoon.
I inquired with Star Class, and theoretically I said, what would be the price of shipping a 46-foot power boat from the port of Southampton down to Mallorca? Captain Marty was interested, and it was quite expensive. Well, I think it was 20. They reckoned somewhere in the region of £25,000, depending on the time of year and the actual specs. So £25,000 to ship a 46-foot power boat down to Mallorca. But if you worked it out, it would actually take you, if you went at full speed on the powerboat, cruising speed, you'd probably burn through that sort of quantity of fuel. However, if you go at displacement speeds, you'll get much more range, but it will take you a long time. Now, the Norwegian Dawn's heading off on a anti-clockwise trip round the UK. Calling in at Leith in Edinburgh, Invergordon in Scotland, Belfast in Northern Ireland, then back to England for Liverpool, then back across the Republic of Ireland for Dublin and Cork, and then all the way around to the Isle of Portland, Weymouth, and then back to Southampton. I don't know what you would do from Portland. Maybe go to Stonehenge, I suppose. It's not that far away, a couple of hours away. Of course, it's not that far from the Port of Southampton either, so I'm not sure what the advantage is. She also departs with, I did write the numbers down, 2,215 passengers and a 1,000 crew, and that's slightly light on the crew front, and she has a maximum double occupancy of 2,340, so it's a little bit of space on board, not absolutely jam-packed. Oh, there's a funny little stumpy cat around the middle. Oh, is that the Spectrum 1 that we saw whizzing around earlier? Well, that might be Spectrum 1, which I think is some sort of workboat thing. No idea how they lift the catamaran off with those cranes. Massive great mast.
Marianne Homer, VTS, all received that, thank you. Traffic-wise, we have the Grande Texas been boarding a pilot. 1700 east of the tower, inward bound. Over.
It almost looks like a wooden sailboat towards the stern there. Very calm. Ship feeling a bit of nickel. So thinks they're saying it's going to be very full. Less than 100 cabins remaining. I wouldn't be surprised. It's just out of school holiday season, isn't it? So it's good weather. Ideal time of year. So what's the Emslift Hendrika is doing that we don't see very often, on which Celebrity Apex did quite a lot last year, she's actually going around the other way. So she's heading the westerly route around the Isle of Wight. There we go. So here comes that's the Norwegian Dawn there, just passing the refinery here, SO. So normally all the container ships and cruise ships always head out around this way. It is possible to head this way, but you don't see it very often. But the Emslift Hendrika is heading down that way. And last year, Celebrity Apex was the only ship that headed down that way. And she did it on 3 or 4 occasions, and it was quite stunning, some of the pictures as she went past the Needles. I don't know if she'll do it again. I know some... oh, hello, what was that? The computer just flashed at me. Yeah, you can see the visibility of the Isle of Wight's a little tricky.
Blade Runner 2, VTS, Channel 12.
Yeah, I don't know if that was...
VTS, Blade Runner 2.
Blade Runner 2, VTS, yeah, Paul, how long roughly do you know you're going to be there?
Blade Runner 2, 24 hours or so at the moment, over.
Yep, that's all understood, thank you. I'll speak to you later.
Thanks, Andy.
A couple of red jets heading down the water there. Oh, it's a nice traditional looking sailboat. Do see some very traditional looking sailboats out on the water. Most of them are modern sailboats. Nice to see the old traditional ones. I'd have no idea how to sail those. Too many lines. Too many sheets.
Norwegian Dawn, VTS, all received, thank you. Got the tug lady Sarah approaching West Ride Middle. He's outbound to the west.
See, that's not all. I couldn't really hear Norwegian Dawn there because the signal was a bit crackly. But Norwegian Dawn's almost at cowshot spit, and yet she was crackly on the radio. And yet when she was a mere couple hundred metres from my antenna in port, couldn't hear a dicky bird. Very strange indeed. Well, Michael White says, is Amasus bringing a craft to the boat show? I don't know. Not familiar with that brand. I don't know who's going to be at the boat show. I shall have to wander around and film that for you all to see. Shipmate CS28 says gaffer, yeah. Yeah, that's the problem. There'll be too many sheets on that thing. I don't know what they do. There's no ships tomorrow, but like I say, Thursday, we've actually got 3 ships here in the port of Southampton. That'll be the the Celebrity Apex, the Arcadia, then the MSC Virtuoso at 8 o'clock, those 2 at 4 o'clock. In between, where is the departure of Brilliant Lady from Portsmouth? Now, she arrived a couple of days ago to a water salute. I'm hoping there'll be a water salute for a departure. She's a brand new ship. Paul from Love Cruise was telling me that she got caught up with the COVID and different things, so she's been very delayed. Well, the shipmate Nicholas Saws, pretty little yacht whip past. She says, yeah, I know, it's pretty, isn't it? You do see some really good sights on Southampton Water and on the Solent. Not just all these modern plastic fast boats, which I do enjoy, but it's nice to see this model. Got the red funnel and the red jet racing there. There's a whole little patch of seagulls just in the middle there, isn't there? Yeah, so it'd be interesting to see the not Scarlet Lady, the Brilliant Lady tomorrow. There's the other red jet overtaking. Well, the shipmate Stu Footers, I think it's an old gaffer. Yeah, I'm pretty sure you're right there, shipmate. Well, shipmate Paul Weavers, will I be doing a 24/7 on the build of the boat show? Well, it depends what you mean. What do you mean by that, shipmate? I'm not really the cameras are live streaming all the time, so they are live streaming all the time in various locations. I have tried live streaming for the boat show, but there's just not enough connectivity down there. But we do get a good view from box cam, and it's behaving itself. There we go. Get a good view of box cam. That'll see boat show when it starts to build up. Well, shipmate Mr. Jingle says, what made you start the channels? It was during lockdown, actually. Had some time to kill during lockdown. So I thought I'd put my drone videos up on to YouTube of all the cruise ships coming in and out of port to Southampton empty. And they were relatively popular. And then I've lived in various locations around the world, and I've always had a webcam that's mainly updated a static image to a website back then. But I don't know how it happened, but I stumbled across the fact that you could live stream from YouTube. I thought, well, that's interesting. I'm going to give that a go. So I've got a webcam, popped it outside with a view of the ferry terminal, and that seemed to be quite popular. Then it got wet and died. So I had to replace it with something else, and then that's when I found these streaming cameras and connected those up. And then one day while I had the cameras on, the ships were leaving, and I thought, do you know what? I think I can probably narrate over the top of this. I can add my sound. So I sort of looked into doing that, and it sort of progressed from there. So and then I got more and more cameras, and we are where we are today. Norwegian Dawn just about to make the turn around Cowshot Spit now. There's more modern sailing back there, not like the gaff from earlier. Well, the shipmate Michael White, I think he said, so glad I set up channel. This channel was brilliant. Well, thanks, shipmate. I must try and do a few more things. It's quite seasonal. So we have obviously a lot of cruise ships here during the summer, and then once we start to get towards the winter time, towards the end of October, somewhere around there, isn't it? The clocks change, and it's round about when the clocks change. All of a sudden, it gets dark, the weather gets bad, it's difficult to see the ships, and then equally, the ships start disappearing to warmer climes over to the Caribbean and so on. And then it gets really quiet in the winter on the channel, and probably the worst months, I think the quietest months, are January, February. Even the Red Funnel ferries send their ships off for maintenance during that sort of period, and during that period, all the ships head off on world cruises, so we have even less ships in the port of Southampton. Good Abend, Kex. Shipmate Dawn Pacer said those webcams kept me sane during lockdown. Took my mind off the four walls that surrounds me. Yeah, I know what you mean, shipmate. Gave me something to do as well. Quite different talking to an audience that I obviously can't see you all, but feels like I know you all. There we go. There's the smile of Norwegian Dawn there. Very smug. Well, shipmate Nicholas Saul says, would you be able to drone Hurst Castle and the lighthouse? Do you know what? I'd have to check on that. I seem to remember that it's in a triple SI, the site of scientific special interest. I can't remember what it stands for. And some of those sites are protected and you're not allowed to fly drones there. So I'd have to check that. I've always got to be very careful where I fly with the drone, especially if I put things onto YouTube. There we go. You can see how sort of the visibility is not as good as it could be. That's the Norwegian Dawn, the other side of the cowshot spit there. Well, shipmate ready. Barnes from San Diego says, oh, he says lockdown was horrible with 37 cruise ships for scrap. Oh dear. Yeah, I'd imagine quite a few of them were at end of life. I imagine a few, as they weren't going to be used for a few years, they probably knocked them on the head. A little chap there in his speedboats, powerboats, whizzing along. It's very calm on Southampton water. Notice the actual sun is starting to make a little bit of appearance. It's been a bit of an overcast day, but it is still fairly mild at 23.7 C with a gentle breeze. Well, the shipmate Cynthia Everett, she said, well, Captain Shipmates, I enjoy your channel because of your voice, and this is what makes your channel. Oh, thanks, shipmate. That's very kind of you. Well, shipmate Antiphos says, hope the channel doesn't escalate to pay-per-view. No, there is advertising. Well, I do have to pay for cameras and internet connections and things, so. Oh, shipmate Baz says, how long ago was it when the lorry knocked down the kiosk down? Oh, gosh, that was probably 3 or 4 years ago now, I think. Oh, shipmate Rainbows is Empress of the Seas. Oh, I felt her coming in on her route to her new home. Well done, shipmate. Glad you got to see that. Shipmate Paul, we've got there's an SSI at Cowshot as well. You have to read the details on the SSIs, the triple SIs. Because often, like I say, you have a triple SSI and you're not allowed to fly a drone in that area. But if you read the detail of the triple SI, it might be for things like nesting birds, which of course you can't fly your drone. Or it might be for something like seahorses or a particular seaweed that's growing or a plant. Well, in that case, flying a drone is not going to upset seahorses or seaweed. So you have to read the detail of the triple SI. But it is something you have to take into account. There's quite a lot of things when you fly a drone. An awful lot of permissions and things you've got to find. Well, this should make Donna rest. Oh, she's got to take the doggy for a walk. Yep, most important detail. Cowshot's bit also is owned by Hampshire County Council, so you need they have a certain set of criteria before you're allowed to fly. So I haven't flown there for a long time, but back when I did, you needed to have the proper license.
Ocean Scene, Southampton BTS.
And insurance.
All received, sir, and we'll speak to you next time.
Well, the shipmate ready, Barnes. So he's on patrol. Good to see you again, shipmates. Enjoy the, I imagine, lovely weather in San Diego.
Grande Texas, Southampton BTS. Good evening. Grande Texas, Southampton BTS. All received, confirm 102 bird starboard side 2. With 2 tugs this evening. Tugs will be Ferriby and Eston. Traffic information. Large crude carrier, the Maran Homer, approaching Nab End. Then stated intention, Nab deep water route out. Tug Phoenix going through St. Helens anchorages. She's in for the Advantage Athens. Looking ahead for you, Norwegian Dawn. Approaching the West Bramble turn outbound, main channel to the east. Over.
Yes, shipmate Margaret says yes. One or two things have knocked the fence down at the ferry terminal.
Calling Southampton BTS.
Yes, there's definitely been a few of those. There's some lorry clip it as well, and all sorts of things go on there. There was a drug bust once.
Malo, Southampton BTS, that's all received, will be the tug Phoenix, transiting through St. Helens anchorage outbound, and the Grande Texas, east of the tower, in for Southampton. Over.
And it also had a meteorite over the ferry terminal as well. All sorts of exciting things going on here in the port of Southampton. Shipmate Marina Claire remembers the drug bust. Yeah, that was a long time ago, wasn't it? I think that might have been one of the earliest exciting things to happen on the channel. Shipmate Paul Withers is always thinks all about Cowshot split triple. Not only has a triple SI, it's got triple SA and SAC on. Yep, lots of things going on there. Well, the shipmate Michael White says getting late. Well, we're just about to draw the Royal Class to a conclusion soon, shipmate. And tomorrow we'll have the brand new ship, the Virgin Ships new cruise ship, the Brilliant Lady. She will be departing on Thursday from Portsmouth. We'll slot that in as well. It's a pity we don't get the Virgin ships in Southampton, but there we go. That's what Virgin do.
Red Falcon, BTS, all received, you may proceed.
Yeah, get a good clear view of the 80s graphics, 80s styles graphics on the bow there. The other day, actually, we did a bit of an inside tour. There's a really good virtual tour on Norwegian's website, which you can look around inside the ship. Actually, inside the ship looks reasonably modern, considering she's, 23 years old. Doesn't look dated at all on board. Looks very up to date. Shipmate Disparrow wants to know speed. So currently 11.7 knots is the current speed of Norwegian Dawn. Also experiencing gusts of 12 knots. Yes, we'll have 3 departures from the port of Southampton on Thursday. That'll be the next broadcast. And there will be 1 from Portsmouth. That's 4 ships. Friday, we will have Disney Fantasy. So it'll be interesting to see if Captain Wesley Dunlop's replacement captain will be a little bit more horn friendly. He was a bit stingy on the hornage last time he departed. I think we may have only had 3 tunes, whereas when Captain Wesley was on the button, it was at least 2 of all the tunes. It was most fantastic. So that'll be interesting to see what happens there. Then Saturday, 3 ships on the Saturday. The Sky Princess and Ventura and MSC Virtuoso all departing at the same time. And then the Iona at 5:15. Then we also have 3 ships on the Sunday. The Independence of the Seas, the Marina and Norwegian Prima. And 4 ships, in fact, on the Monday. 4 ships on Bank Holiday Monday.
Good afternoon again.
Celebrity Apex, Disney Fantasy, Regal Princess and Vista.
Jay, Southampton BTS, good afternoon.
Good afternoon again, sir. That's us all finished. SCT5. Like to return back to 21 berth, please.
Jay, Southampton BTS, that's all received. Currently just local ferries for you, over.
That's all copied, sir. Thank you.
Well, there should be. Well, are you doing anything on the 26th? 26th is the Borealis. Probably not on the 26th, I would think. Cameras are live streaming all the time.
BTS Red Jet 7 shortly departing Town Quay for cars.
I may not be there.
Red Jet 7 BTS, that's all received. Red Falcon, 40 berths in. And looking ahead, the UKD Blue Finches at the Reach Voyage is up for the lower itches.
It's all copy, thank you.
And it won't be long. We're reaching the end of August. And then in September, we've got the boat show. And then once we get the end of October, some of the ships will start redeploying. End of October, beginning November, to warmer destinations for the winter. Well, they should make Disparrow says, what is that tug area thing? I think it indicates location. I assume what you're talking about is a little message on the side of the ship that says tug area. They Put little thing. Yes, I can just see it there. So that's where, if you're a tug and you're pushing against the side of the ship, that's where you should push. There are certain places that you shouldn't push. And often you'll see on the side of the ship, it will say no tug. Should be Paul's wondering if I could be in Poole to catch the last of Paul's listed cruises in the morning, in and out. Oh, which one's that? Which one's that on the 26th? Do you know what? I don't even know how to find cruises in Poole. I've not actually looked. Is that the last of the Poole's cruises? Really, all the way just next week. Oh, close early in Poole. Not very busy though in Poole. There are very small vessels in and out of Poole.
CGM George Forster, Southampton BTS. Good afternoon.
Right, shipmates.
George Forster BTS, that's all received.
I'm going to bring that to a conclusion. May, thanks for your attention. If you haven't subscribed, please do think about subscribing. And if you have, many thanks. And also many thanks to all my members, PayPal donors, Patreons, and of course the Blue Spanner crew, not only looking after this live stream, but all the other live streams. And we shall be back Thursday at 4 o'clock. It's 4 o'clock, isn't it? Yeah, I'm sure it's 4 o'clock. Thursday at 4 o'clock for 3 ships from the Port of Southampton and the brand new, brilliant lady from Virgin Cruises departing from Portsmouth. So until next time, shipmates.
Brando 6 BTS information, vessel to the west. Sam Marlowe is trying to contact you on 12. Over. Bridget 6 BTS, all received Red Osprey passing SO outbound, and the UKD Bluefin at the hook in for the lower Itchin. Over. Ali Cathode Cow, Southampton BTS, that's all received there. I'm sure you can see the large cruise vessel Norwegian Dawn at the Norris Buoy outbound. It's followed by the Red Osprey, past SO outbound. Maran Homer, Southampton BTS, that's all received. Copy your conversation with the Viking Sentinel. Further traffic, I'm sure you can see the Advantage Atom, 6 miles south of the tower. She'll be boarding at Alpha at 1745, 1745, over.